This is what I learned about unforgiveness, right? This is a part two. The main reason people do things to hurt other people, right? It comes from the selfishness, right? The word says the love of money is root to all evil, right? But we know that the real root of why people are the way they are, right, and do what they do, right, not loving their neighbor, right, not being merciful, not being patient, is because there's a disconnection from God that man had since the beginning. And that disconnection from God is why you see all this hurt and chaos in the world. That's why people hurt others, deceive others, etc. And so when I'm tempted to hold bitterness, hold a grudge, I'm reminded of why people are the way they are. I'm reminded that the grace that God showed me was transformative, right? He didn't just forgive me and pardon, right, and cleanse, right, and give me a new identity, but he helped me start all over. He gave me new eyes to see people with, new eyes to see the world with, right, a new heart, new desires. Doesn't mean that my flesh isn't still there, that I have to crucify every day and deny myself and overcome, but his presence is now present with me. It makes all those things possible. One thing I learned is that it's okay to have pity, right? Pity is like the base emotion that will be present with you when you need to forgive somebody. It's not always compassion, right? When it comes to somebody who's done you harm, who's done something to affect you, it takes time, it takes a span, but you have the right to pity them. Like, I'm sorry that there's so much evil in your heart that allowed you to be that way towards me, that allows you to think that you could do that and get away with it without suffering consequences. I pity that, because that mindset is going to end in destruction. It affected my viewpoint in a way that reminded me that people are operating outside of what they could be. God could completely, when I look at people, I'm like, that are just being wicked and doing all these different things to people, right? Just hurt, so they hurting other people. Depressed, so they trying to depress other people, and just not being careful about what they say. At all costs, right? At all costs. It don't matter, as long as I feel good. I don't care how I make you feel. When I see that, right, and I'm affected by those people, I learn to pity them, right? Anytime I'm tempted, or I do curse them in my heart, I try to repent of that. Because when you return evil for evil, you're no less deserving of the bad that is inevitably going to come upon them, right? You're no less deserving of that same bad coming to you as well. That's why I said, bless, don't curse, and do good to your enemy, and forgive that you may be forgiven.